welcome back to the channel. So, have you got a Vauxhall Corsa with a petrol engine in it, and you can hear this awful tapping noise, like sounding like it's coming through the dash from the engine bay? It does it mainly on idle. If you rev it up or drive it, you don't really notice it. It's quite prominent and it's quite loud, and it kind of does your head in. Well, that's what I've had with this Vauxhall. It's a nice little cheap, easy part to change. Thought I'd do a little video showing you guys what to do. So yeah, let's take a look.
And if you get value from this video, hit the like button and subscribe to support this channel.
Right then, guys, so we're back in the garage again. Now, it's been a while. Obviously, new job, first child. I got my second child on the way, so everything's just been so crazy. But yeah, I got the wife's old Vauxhall Corsa in the garage, getting it ready for getting it ready to sell it, believe it or not, because we bought a new car, bought a Kia. So this is going. So I've just put an exhaust on it and done a service on it and a couple of little jobs, a coolant leak and stuff. So done all that today, and I thought I'd show you this little thing, which is, it's really, really annoying, but it's a cheap little part that it just, yeah, it gives you such a headache. So basically, I noticed that we had a really loud ticking noise from inside the car. So when you're sat in the car driving it, you can, when the engine running, you can kind of hear tick, 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 tick. And it's basically, it's what we call the evap valve. So on these petrol engines, you've got a little valve, and what it does is it takes fumes from the fuel tank and puts it into the engine, or like into the intake manifold. I'm not going to sit there and bore you with why it does it, but it's all to do with emissions and it's all to do with running the engine. So it's something you've got to have. It's just part of the engine, but this valve has got a solenoid on it, and that solenoid, when it gets old and worn, it actually gets really loose and makes this loud ticking noise, and it opens and closes, it shuttles it said open and close really fast, and that's what gives you the noise. So I thought I'd do a little video showing you where it is, what it is, and I might even see if I can power it up and see if I can get it to make noise. But we'll have a little look now, and yeah, I'll show you basically what it is and how to change it. So yeah, let's take a look. Right then, so this is the valve that we're on about. So that's the part number there from Bosch. Now this part number is actually on the valve itself. That's where I got it from when I ordered it. Again, remember, I'll put this in the description, guys, so if you want to know, you know, if you want to go and see this valve, I'll link it on eBay. So here we go. So there's a couple of little pipes, and an electrical connector, and then it's got this rubber mount here, which obviously locates it into place. So if we look over the top of the engine, here we go, you can see the manifold, and this is the valve we're talking about. And basically we've got an electrical connector here on top and a pipe underneath. So we're going to go ahead, it's got a stupid little clip, and then you can see this little elbow here that connects it to the manifold. So as you can see, there is a rubber mount and it just slides off the bracket. So we'll take this electrical connector off first. So it's a bit awkward, but just lift the tab. So you'll see this tab here I get with my thumb, and just pop off the connector, and it's got, you can see the little tab there. Here you go. So go ahead and take that and just put that out the way. Once we've got that off, then I did have a go at the pipe here, but it was a bit awkward in place. So there's this green lock that you've basically got to pry out with a little screwdriver. Now I did this first of all, but I struggled with the other clip, so I'll show you after. But I just hooked it out there, as you can see. But with it in place, I struggled to get my finger on the other bit of plastic you need to press in to get it off. So I've kind of abandoned it and gone ahead and removed it first. So on the other end, it's just basically a push rubber fit elbow that goes onto the manifold. So as you can see here now, I'm just going to get a screwdriver. I'm going to apply a bit of pressure to the pipe just to kind of pull it away, and then pry it off, because these rubbers do go a bit tight. So I'll just give that a bit of persuasion, and you should be able to just pop it off. Now what will happen is the actual valve will slide off the bracket, but that's what you're trying to do. So if we can go ahead, and there you go, you'll see this come off. Now it's actually left the rubber behind, the rubber mount, so go ahead and remove that, because the new one comes with this rubber as well, so we don't have to worry about that. And there it is. So we've got it off. We're just going to lift it up now. If I pull the camera out the way and pull him up, so you can see here now, there you go. So you can see that white tab you've got to press in, and also the lock you've got to pull out. So the first thing I'm going to do is just pull this tab out with the screwdriver and pop it out. There you go, that's the lock removed. You can see it there, not away from its seat. And then I'm going to push this in again. It was still awkward. I turned my thumb around, sorry I blocked it, but I'm just pushing that white tab in with my thumb and then obviously removing it from the solenoid. And there we go, that's it removed. It's that simple. And here it is now compared to the obviously the new one. You can see it's an identical match, and that's the one we need to do. Right then guys, so I'm going to try not to bore you senseless here, because obviously, you know, yeah, I don't want you flicking off the video. Nah, it's all good. So I got this solenoid. So basically how this works is quite simple really. So your inlet manifold is sucking vacuum constantly. On the back of the manifold, that little elbow that goes onto this basically is constantly sucking, and then this opens and closes to allow it to suck from the pipe, and then the pipe goes all the way down to your fuel tank, and then vapor from your, you know, with petrol obviously you get a lot of vapor. It takes vapor from the tank and puts it into the inlet manifold. Don't know the exact science on it. I believe it reduces emissions, so that's the reason for it. So yeah, it obviously must give it a cleaner burn. I guess it puts like gas in the manifold, so it makes it a bit better. So what I've done, just to kind of show this to you, because yeah, this is pretty obviously, yeah, it's pretty obvious what the fault is once you actually look at it like this. So what I've done is I've just basically rigged up 2 bits of wire onto the solenoid. So 2 little things. You got to be careful they don't touch each other, because so I've got a little bit of plastic between the my little connectors there, just stopping it from touching. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm praying you can hear this. You should hear it on the camera. I'm going to show you the difference between the old one and the new one, and yeah, just obviously listen for yourselves and tell me what you think. But so what I'm going to do now, I'm just going to literally hold this by ear now. So I'm going to touch one side on earth, which is by here, and then I'm going to touch the other side on the positive side, so on the positive side of the battery. So are you ready? Now, I don't know if you can hear, I'm hoping you can hear that. Obviously, when I edit the video, I'll know. But that is really loud, like really loud. And what you got to understand, this thing is like shuttling so fast, you probably couldn't blink quick enough. It's like click, 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 click. It's really quick. So that tapping that you're hearing from under in the cab when you got the engine running, it sounds like a tappet because it's going that fast, but it's actually this thing being shuttled, open, close, open, close, open, close, and then obviously it'll adjust then how often it holds it open to hold it shut, so obviously how much vapor it lets through. So I'm just going to rig up the new one now and let's see the difference. Right, here's the new one. So I'm going to try and get this as close to the camera as I can, because I personally don't think you're going to hear it. That's how quiet it is. Ready? So I am tapping that constantly now, on and off. And I'll be honest with you, I can barely hear it. So if I can barely hear it, I very much doubt the camera's going to hear it. But anyway, it'd be interesting to see when I edit this video and see what it sounds like. So that is clear as day what the problem is. So let's go and get the new one fitted. Right then, so now we're going to go ahead and fit it. So I'll just move this pipe out the way. So this bracket by here, you can see where that rubber slides onto. So you've got this rubber by here, and we're basically going to slide it onto the bracket in this little slot. So I'll do that. Now you want to try and line up the elbow onto the port as you put it on, but it's not the end of the world, because it is there is a fair bit of flex in it. So you can go ahead and get it on first, and then you can see I can just line the rubber up then. And then as you push it on, kind of keep pushing that rubber with your palm and just kind of push it on into place, and then you can kind of pull it in. And there we go. And there it is. So that rubber now is pushed all the way home, and obviously the the bracket is kind of pushed, the mount is put on the bracket. Now this pipe is dead easy because obviously you just literally click it on and then lock the green tab in, so that's a nice easy one. And then the electrical connector is the same. It's just a matter of plugging it on and that's it. That's all done. It's that simple. So there we have it. It took me longer to test it, to show you the clicking, than to actually change it. It's the most simplest thing to change. It's literally pull the pipe off, pull the electrical connector, pull the pipe, knock it off, chuck a new one back on. It's so quick and easy to change. Obviously you've got the part number I obviously looked at in the video. What I'll do, I'll write that part number in the description, and I'll try and put a link to it on eBay if you want to just click on that and go to that. But yeah, real simple one, guys. It drives me nuts, so I'm sure there's people out there that think there's something wrong with their engine when there's actually not. So yeah, thanks for watching the video, guys. Remember, hit the like button, subscribe, follow the channel, you know, hell, hit the notification bell if you want. It's up to you. But yeah, thanks for watching. Thanks for supporting the channel. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.
And if you get value from this video, hit the like button and subscribe to support this channel.